There's a popular quote that says, helping one person might not change the world, but it could change the world for one person. Our next guest will enlighten us on how his organization is committed to helping others within the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis. Today we are joined by Kayode Sutton, the coordinator of ALPP, who will enlighten us more on this. Welcome to Good Morning SKN, sir. How are you doing today?
Morning. Good morning. Good.
All right.
Well, this is a really important initiative, and we want to get right into it. So the ALPP in January launched its Lifestyle Changing and Exposure Program. What can you tell us about that?
Okay, it's some training in soft skills to the at-risk group. Soft skills. We find that a lot of them lack is the skills that is required for them to cope without resulting to what got them in the position they're in already. So we're taking them in stages. First, we started late last year. We had the motivational speeches, talks with them. Then this year, we started with the 12-week long training in soft skills. And then after that soft skills, it's going to be the hard skill training that is supposed to help them be able to reintegrate into the society, collectively put together. Now, the soft skill entails things like anger management, time management, money management, financial management, running a business, because we have a couple of them, the participants who have already started businesses, and we want them to be successful. So we offer those required services to them so that they can be successful. And you also find some of them actually empowering some of the participants. So it's starting out good.
Sounds like a well-oiled machine.
Yeah. And from what I am picking up, are these individuals those that are incarcerated that will be reintegrated in society, that are offered the opportunity at this program?
Well, you have a whole mix of individuals on the program. You have persons who are incarcerated, who have just been released into the society, and we know what our society is like. They don't want to forgive you. So it's extremely difficult for them to find a job because you just came out of prison and they use the term, it's a jailbird, and so it becomes extremely difficult for people to be able to reintegrate into the society. And there's something fine. Okay, so we don't want them to go back, to that lifestyle. So we offer them this opportunity. Now they do some work in between, and the programs, the training sessions are every day of the week in different groups, and make sure that it is compulsory that every participant attends this training. It's compulsory. If you don't attend it, then you don't get paid.
Oh, so it's a paid training.
It's not a paid training as such, but because they work, and they have to work to earn their day's pay. But the training is also a composite of the entire program, because it's very easy to say, I don't have to be part of the training. If I just do the work and then I get paid, that's good. But then it doesn't enclose the cycle of reintegration, reformation. So we make sure that they get into that, and they attend it, and they are interactive, and you can see there's a lot of progress being made. Good. You see the interaction, the level of interaction has significantly improved, and the engagement with the facilitators is just amazing. Over the weeks, it's amazing, and and we have some fantastic civic-minded people who give up their time. They're not being paid to facilitate and help with the program. They give up their time. They come and they're
paying it forward.
They're paying it forward.
Right. So in speaking to the program and the nature of it, the structure of it, and also the facilitators, what can you tell the general public more specifically about the training that they receive?
Okay, the training is, if you go through structured education system, some of this training, these soft skills, you actually don't get them. They're not like, subject areas that you're taught in school. But because you're within the structured environment, you kind of pick things up. For example, you go to a university, you are given your schedule of lectures. If you miss the first lecture, then you're playing catch up. So you intently engage with time management and coordinating your affairs properly. Now, if you've not been within that kind of environment, it's very difficult for you to understand and know that time is everything, and nobody's going to wait on you. Nobody owes you nothing. That kind of thing. So, we take a lot of those essential values and teachings for granted until you find someone who has not had exposure to such. Yeah. So it's the training. Like I said, persons are doing amazing things in the community, and you see the willingness of these individuals. Well, I shouldn't say the participants. The willingness of the participants wanting to change, because now they realize the value of being alive. A lot of persons now realize the value of being alive. There are so many intangible gains from the program, such as being able to walk around the communities, go from one end of Bastia to another without any fear, without having to look back, see who is following you and so on. Because before the intervention, they couldn't do that. A lot of the fractions, they couldn't do that because of, its territories. And I mean, when you look at it, how big is St. Kitts anyway? If you shout hard enough from one end of St. Kitts, you can hear the other end.
Yeah.
But so you see, so you can imagine how difficult it was for a lot of the the at-risk individuals. Some of them might not have been due to their fault. It might have just been due to circumstances that they had no control over, and they got to where they are. And then, of course, the society continues to marginalize them and push them, corner them until they cannot go any further. And so, there's a lot of intangibles. And you find a lot of fathers taking their children to school, picking up their children, walking along the street, taking them to go and shop and all that. They couldn't do that before. So it's a lot of gains. It's a lot of positives.
Absolutely right.
They see the good in being alive and being positive contributors to the society.
Lovely.
And they're trying hard. And, I just use this opportunity to engage the public, give them a chance. Give them a chance, because if a man, has made mistakes. Yes.
I'm curious to know about the stages of the program, and I ask that because what you said earlier, when you were comparing it to missing a lecture, I wondered if, obviously, there would be not a specific time frame for everybody. So how long does the program run? Does it depend on how receptive the participants are to particular stages, or does it have a set time frame?
Okay, so you're talking about the training or the entire program?
The training and then the entire program.
Okay, the entire program was scheduled to run for 2 years in the first instance, because it's a pilot program. It started in 2019 and so forth. And I mean, you all, I believe that you know of the history, how it started, because it was the at-risk individuals, the gangs and so on, who reached out to the police for help. They wanted, they wanted help, they wanted tranquility, they wanted to end the violence, because it was reaching out to, closer, it was getting closer to home. And so the law enforcement authorities jumped on the opportunity, and so that's where we are. And that's where initially it was called the Peace Program, because we want peace, but it's been, metamorphosized into the Alternative Lifestyle Pathway Program. and to kind of encompass everybody, include everybody, not just the gangs, because the gang is one thing, is probably the end product of so many other stages before.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Now, the training, I mentioned the soft skill training, we have that for 12 weeks. It could go between 12 and 15 weeks, depending on, and I see it actually probably lasting longer than 12 weeks because of the level of interest and interactions with the facilitators. Like we have Miss Alicia Collins. She's awesome. When she's engaging these people, the participants, they don't want her to leave. She's awesome. And the other facilitators, Pastor Lincoln Connor, Pastor Clive Sanders, and a host of others. Miss what's her name now? Miss Watley. I remember the first name. Anyway, so because of the level of interactions with them, with the participants, they don't want to let go. So we're seeing, sometimes, because we only have the sessions for 45 minutes to an hour each time they meet, you find sometimes 2 hours, they're still there trying to iron things out. And it's not just, you find out that it's not just the subject area that we have on the schedule that they tend to deal with. It's an array of other issues that they actually follow up with after the session. Yeah, so it's good.
So it might be metamorphosized again to run longer depending on the need.
Right. So, and sometimes, structured learning doesn't necessarily give you the opportunity to learn everything, because, like I say, most things you learn is what you actually do on your own. Even when you're on a structural learning, like in a university, you have to do your own research. They just give you, they scratch the surface more or less, and then you have to dig in. So most of the gains is going to be that extra, personalized experiences and values that the facilitators are able to share with them outside of the structural time.